Hello, everyone. I will be your faceless voice for the evening to celebrate the month of Spooky. But welcome to the Last Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, we do mini campaigns, we do long-running campaigns. If it's TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, hosted by the lovely Meg Mysteria, we are playing some Alien RPG, which, if you caught our two shots, you know is very, very, very deadly. So yay, good luck, players. But just to go through a couple announcements. First off, we do have two sponsors. The first being Hero Forge. It is the site where we make all these very cool customized tokens, but it is mainly where you can go and make some super cool customized miniature models, which you can even paint on the website, and get them shipped straight to your door for whenever the heck we can roll dice in person again. Or, just stay on the internet because I have come to love TTRPGs over the internet. But you can use the link there posted in chat by the lovely Dido to get cool stuff and support us in the process. We heckin' love you for it. Our second sponsor is Epidemic Sound. Pick up that music again. Yep. It is the website that we use to get all of our royalty-free sounds and sound effects. If you are a streamer like us and you need to worry about a little thing called copyright strikes, Epidemic Sound is fantastic. The only issue we had was in the very, very beginning, and they even hopped on right away, took care of it, and we have not had a problem since, which is amazing. But they have any mix, match, and genre you could ever want. So if you want some cool music, like you get to hear each and every stream here, you can use the link also posted by the lovely Dido to get 30 days free access to the entirety of the database. And, check it out. At the end of the 30 days, if you decide you don't want it, you don't need it, you can cancel. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it supports us whether you keep your subscription or not. Either way, we heckin' love you for it. Other than that, big news, on the 26th, we are playing Icon. If you like Lancer, our game about giant robots and romancing, and, monsters and explosions, they made a little game called Icon, which is a fantasy version, which we are super excited about. I actually don't think we're playing Ghost Ship, so that game is TBD. But I'm sure we'll post about it on our Twitter at Lost Caravan RPG. Also, if you would like to roll some dice with us, the casting call for next month is out. You can find it on our Twitter or in our Discord, which you can join at the link down below with that big old button that says Discord. That is where we post all of our casting calls, our schedules, and where we just generally hang out and be giant nerds. But I think that's pretty much it for me. I'm gonna pass it on over to the actual stars of the show for tonight. Meg, it is all yours.
Hello everybody, I am Meg Mysteria and or Meg, your game mother for this evening. I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for joining us for this premiere episode of Project Sunbreaker. We are kicking it off tonight with Season 1, Pandora's Hope, which is the segment that I will be running, with an open steel ampule. Before we kind of get into the meat of things, however, there's a couple of things that we need to address. This campaign has an action horror basis, so general warnings include gore, violence, death, body horror, and psychological horror, and if you're not familiar with the Alien universe, a very nasty monster with metal teeth, psychotic androids, and the ever-present fear of something going wrong and possibly being vented out into space. In regards to that, we do have a number of safety measures in place for our players. Unfortunately, there's only so much we can do for you as viewers. If something comes up that you're uncomfortable with, we encourage you to step away for a few minutes and come back when the scene has passed, or if need be, stop watching entirely. Now, there are several fantastic people on screen with me tonight, so let's go around. Let's do... I don't know what the overlay looks like. My Twitch isn't working. We'll say counterclockwise overlay order, and you guys can introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about your character, and give a question for you guys. What's your favorite way to kill time?
My we starting with Leo or me?
Counterclockwise. So left side of the screen going down and around. And again, Twitch does not want to work. I don't know what it looks like.
We'll start with me. How about that?
Okay, and then go that way. Okay.
Hi, everyone. Copper Leo here. I will be playing Chad Kowalski today. And Chad's favorite way to spend time is reading stuff. You know, whatever I can get my hands on, but mostly drugs. What gets me through the day. Recreational drugs.
All right, so I guess it's going to be Reese. Before I introduce Reese Foley, I do have a question for our wonderful DM. My boss with the company, what is their name?
So, you answered to John Carson. He is the executive that oversees everything that happens with Gale God Institute.
Awesome. All right. So, my name is Reese Ferrum. I'm kind of working for the company against my will. And so, what I like to do in my free time is I actually like to self-publish erotic sci-fi horror novels on the black market under the name of John. So that all of the attention goes to my boss and they think that he's a weirdo and not me.
This tracks. All right, who's next?
I think we throw that up to Hannah.
Yeah.
All right. So my name's Hannah, and I'm playing Layla Farouk tonight. And I really love baking when I'm not bouncing at the club, but it's really lonely since I don't have anyone to give the food to anymore. I guess Caitlin would be next.
Do we have Caitlin?
Or
We don't
yes,
have
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Right. Okay. So Kit.
Your other right.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Kit. I will be playing Dr. Taliesin Lang tonight. And when they're not just elbows deep in research and etc., they're kind of a gym rat, actually. So you might see them, wasting time in the med bay or wherever the science is taking place, just like doing some pull-ups on some beams that like they should not be doing pull-ups on,
Guys.
You gotta keep active when you're like in space and stuff. It's important. It's good for the body.
Okay, I guess it makes me last. I am Cass, or Yoda Almighty. Hello. I am playing Apate Patty Richards. And good evening. And Patty's favorite way to kill time is also by working out and trying to hack into files about her wife's death. Occasionally, she will sit in a corner of the canteen or whatever passes for green space with a book and pretend to be approachable as a member of upper management. But it's really just me listening to what all these guys are up to and what strings I need to pull. So.
And there we have it. From the sounds of it, we do have an empty block where Caitlin will be joining us next time. She's unable to make it tonight, but she will be here for the remaining episodes so long as scheduling allows. But with that, we've met our crew. We've gotten to know a little bit about them. So let's learn a little bit more about where they're living. Workers mill about on Babel Way Station. It's another day and another hard-earned dollar to keep you alive on this floating hunk of metal. As a bright red star crests over the horizon of the lush tropical planet that Babel orbits, you'll get ready to start your day and make your way to work. What does the morning look like for you? We can, whoever wants to jump in first, or we can go back around in the order that we did before. How about we answer it this way? Who's the first one to get up in the morning?
Not Chad.
Probably me. Which does not translate to real life, but
Layla would be up whenever your typical Colombian Marine would normally wake up.
same.
Allison might be among the first to wake up. Probably not the first.
Reese doesn't get up till he knows he's damn good and late for work.
So we've got a couple of you who just kind of get up at dark 30. Which one of you would like to walk through what your morning routine is? I mean,
Okay. I guess waking up about typically 5 minutes before the alarm and then just savoring those last few moments in bed before getting up right away, showering as quickly as possible, starting with a basic breakfast of whatever cheap protein you could get from the station wet market the night before, and some kind of fruit substitute. After that, a brisk morning jog, followed by some light exercise to keep fit.
your alarm goes off and you roll out of the cage, as most of the station workers affectionately have nicknamed the racks that you all live in. Effectively, think something along the lines of a room at a capsule hotel. You've got enough space for your bunk, a little bit of storage for some of your gear, and that's really about it. That shower is quick because it's communal, and it's gotta be quick if you're gonna get any chance of having warm water. And you can make your jog around through the throng of people coming in from third shift or just getting started on fourth or first shift as the station's hours cycle out. And the cafeteria, the galley just below, is always open. Funny enough, though, the station does have some fresh fruit. There's a botanical garden in the habitational wing. It's mostly things like tree fruits, apples, things like that can last a while and generally have a quick harvest rate. It might be a little bit genetically modified, but it's pretty close to real. Which one of my other dark 30s is getting up? You are muted, dear.
Damn it.
Happens to the best of us.
Right? Let's throw one cat out of the office and the other one comes right in. So Patty gets up immediately, grabs for the tablet next to the bed, pulls up whatever file she was reading, before bed and heads straight for the gym. Probably passes Layla at some point.
There's no
Question.
acknowledgement.
No. Would I have private quarters or no? Being upper middle management.
You would be at a shared bunk space.
Mm-hmm.
Effectively like a dorm room.
Okay. Yeah, so just wandering out, bun on the back of the head, messy, heading straight for the gym, not really like blinders on, not really acknowledging anybody, slots the tablet into the treadmill and just starts going.
Your roommate grumbles as they hear the alarm go off and you moving around the room. They are not nearly as much of an early bird.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know the meaning of breakfast, only black coffee. So.
Coffee's important. Good thing the corporate level keeps it flowing. Let's see. Dr. Lang,
Yes,
you're an
sir.
early bird too, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
How's that look for you?
Looks, you hate to say it, but pretty similar to Patty. Taliesin, Dr. Lang gets up, not the earliest, but up there, definitely. And honestly, like, does not make conversation with the roommates, does not make conversation on the way. Might give like a nod to Patty if they like make the same time at the gym, but like that's about as much as we're getting. Because they're also morning gym, not so much treadmill, but something a little bit more hefty, but not terribly much. Gotta keep it tight. Their morning is gym, shower, black coffee, oats if they're there, whatever's on tap and easy for breakfast. And then straight back to the lab, just picking up exactly where they left off the last night. They're oddly similar to Patty in their routines. I think they refuse to acknowledge it. Like,
Do you continue through your strikingly similar morning routine without acknowledgement? Vaguely have an idea of what you look like. You might know your names just because of the ID tags. But you guys board those monorails to head back through the central hub, which is packed. Again, it's a rotation. So people are coming off of shift and getting on shift.
Question. Would I know
Yes.
Taliesin? Would they be on my side of things, or?
You are covering medical research, yes?
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, you might be my
Taliesin
superior
reports to you.
Taliesin reports to me. I'm your boss, and I see you in the mornings.
That is why you get a friendly nod. That is the only reason.
The friendly nod is appreciated.
The friendly nod is respectful, but it is.
If I don't get it, I'm like.
Then you know something is off.
Yeah.
So, you guys hop on the monorail and make your way towards one of you towards the lab and the other towards corporate. So the central hub becomes a stop for Patty, and you head up the stairs to the security checkpoint, where our marshal greets you, same person you see every time. Very tired looking woman named Carrie Louise Wu. And she nods at you and holds out her hand for your data card.
Pass it over.
Having a good morning so far, Representative Richards? She signs you in.
Just fine there, Carrie. Just fine. Anything interesting happen overnight?
Good. Not really. Had to get a contact guy up here. You might see him going between some of the offices. There's a weird bug going through some of the systems. So if you have something come up with your computer, just say so and we'll send them your way.
A weird bug.
Yeah, some kind of glitch with the server.
So, what's the tech's name?
His name is Leon.
Leon. Alright. Keep an eye out for him. Thanks, Gary.
No problem. Have a good one. And you head to your little section of corporate. It's a corner office dedicated specifically to Gale God Institute. It's that lovely name plastered on the door, followed by 3 more names. Yours, John Carson, the head executive, as well as Reese Furham. The 3 of you are all representatives and oversee the operations of Gale God on Babel Way Station. Neither of your partners have shown up yet.
Used to it. Probably, I don't know why I'm doing the accent already. Probably we'll have a pastry and go set it on Reese's desk and then go back to my own desk. I know what an asshole John is.
And we've made one stop. Let's follow that monorail across Central Hub over to the Medical Research Tower. Dr. Lang, much the same way, you are greeted by a marshal as you come off the train, who just kind of checks your badge and makes sure that you're good to go. You say you are, and you can take the elevator right up to where your lab is. Marshal for this sector you're fairly familiar with is Captain Tommy White. Very laid back, casual. He'll make conversation with anybody, and in fact, as he looks at your ID, so what were your numbers this morning?
No.
For your run. What was the time?
Risk 9 minutes. Keep it slow. Keep it chill.
See, how am I supposed to make this into a competition if you keep just pacing yourself?
You want me to show up to the lab tired?
Not tired, but I mean, it would just be fun. And besides, you leave here tired. We make sure that the coffee stays stocked for you.
Which I appreciate. But if I'm already as tired as you see me when I leave, can you imagine what a 6-minute mile would do to me? One of these days, you know what? One of these days, if you can get up early enough to meet me in the gym, I will race you. You get one.
I've got 2 more rotations and then I'm off. Today? I'm kidding.
See you then, White. I fully expect him to sleep through it. I fully expect this to not happen. I'm sure they've had this conversation like twice already. Like,
Have a good day, Dr. Lang. Ling's already up there waiting for you.
and you, White. Trot up to the wing.
And boarding that elevator takes you up several levels. You go up past towards standard triage, surgery operations, the psychiatric ward, isolation containment, and then you start getting into where Gale God starts establishing its territory. Of course, that's starting with you at medical research. While there are labels next to a couple of the levels above you, you know for a fact that there's a couple of them that aren't labeled. The only other real wing that you know is identified is the technological advancement level, as well as the flora and fauna research labs. And that elevator opens up to a sprawling, almost pristine white research level.
That's what we do. That's how we like to keep it. Nice and tidy.
Gotta keep it clean when you're working with some possibly volatile chemicals.
Only possibly.
Well, possibly. I don't know what you're researching. You haven't told me yet.
It depends what they give me to research. I take what I can get.
Your partner in the lab, Dr. Lang, a short Chinese woman who's very spirited and very intelligent. She speaks multiple languages. Glances up and offers a partial wave as you walk into the lab.
It's an
And
odd
so,
adventure.
as it looks like they're finishing research on the Arcturian Carluge.
What else is new?
Well, at least we're not getting saddled with the new Earth plague.
I was half hoping, but they never give us easy stuff, huh?
Oh, no, this one's the easy one, Doctor.
They kind of like pout.
Technically. It looks like the plague might be on the docket, so if we get this done...
You read my mind?
And you guys get to it. Layla, you are an early bird who got your workout, your shower, you got your meal for the morning. You said you were a bouncer?
Yeah, at Richard's Tap House.
Richard's Tacos? Tell me a little bit about him.
Richard is...
Tell me about Richard.
one of those kind of like gruff barkeeps who doesn't care about your life outside of work. All he cares about is you're strong and can keep malfeasance out of his bar.
If I type on anything, hold on. I'm trying to keep notes like a good GM.
He's also kind of sharp
So, yeah.
and has a Napoleon complex.
So you show up for your shift. I like to imagine that Richard's the kind of guy who... I like to think that Richard's the kind of guy who just thinks, if I can stay open, then I'm gonna stay open and make that profit. So he's one of the handful of establishments on station that actually just go full rotations. So you're showing up and relieving the previous shift's bouncer. Named Johnson. And
As I approach, I'm gonna,
you get to greet him. Go for it.
Is he like? Does he look like roughed up from the or anything?
He looks very tired and very much like he might need a drink himself. You get the first sight you get of him is him walking out of the door of the bar, dragging someone by the back of their collar. I guess it was a worker who just spent too much time and too much money on drinks. And pushes him off into the aisle like, go sleep off that damn liquor. God, you smell like the aquaponics lab. Layla, please. Sweet Layla, tell me you are here to relieve me.
You always insult Richard Swill, but then you immediately go in and drink half your paycheck.
I get one drink because I can haggle it for free. And then I take my leave.
Enjoy your one drink. I'm here now.
Thank the merciful Christ.
Give him like a playful shove into the tap house.
Not just that shove back and say, I'll let Richard know you're here. He's in a bit of a mood, so he hasn't really been leaving his office.
Is this supposed to be new?
Well, the wife hasn't shown up yet, so I think that's, a point in our favor.
That makes things easier. But you're off, don't worry about it. Go enjoy your totally free drink.
And with very little care in the world, and a bartender who just kind of glances at him and doesn't say anything, Johnson goes back behind the bar, grabs a glass, fills it from the tap, and then walks out with said glass. And you get to begin your shift hanging outside, keeping an eye on the things going on in Richard's Tacos. And it's early morning for the most part. People are stumbling out or just asleep on the tables. You do have a few of the locals and well-knowns that come by for their morning pick-me-up before their shift.
Gonna stoically watch, give like the occasional head nod.
A couple of them greet you. Hey, Layla. And
Morning.
Before she get some decent sleep.
I got my 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, so that explains the bags under your eyes. I thought you were having nightmares.
Ha. Cute. Is there anyone like bussing tables right now?
Jenny. Richard's daughter.
I'm gonna give her help and clear out some of the tables that are like just covered in passed out drunkards and
Oh, Layla, without you here, I have no idea how I would move them. I really don't.
all I'm good for these days is lifting dumbos and tossing them out.
Oh, come on. That's not all you're good for. Don't say that.
Thanks, kid.
Of course, I'm not gonna let you talk yourself down. You're one of the friends I have.
You need to find some kids your own age.
Layla, have you met the other, like, young adults on this station?
Not
Because I can tell you half of them end up face down on our tables.
you make
And
a
the
good
other
point.
half are too stoned to make it here.
The
And
great
thus begins another
future.
morning. Yeah, well, I'm just hoping for the kind of future where I end up off of this station. So,
You sure that's what Waylon wants for you?
I don't really give a shit what Waylon wants. I'll get on one of the ships that send us out to the that head out to the ICSC. Get myself on a colony there.
That's not my place to talk about then. Layla's just gonna like kind of look out to like the artificial skyline and just kind of like give a half nod.
What, do you think this is what Waylon wants you to do? Just sit around here dealing with drunks?
Stay quiet and don't cause a fuss. Yeah, I think that's what they want me to do. She's gonna thumb at the dog tags under her shirt.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit surfacing now that the war is over. And you're retired. You can get away with saying a lot more.
Maybe you'll get it out of me someday, kid.
Damn, I was hoping that would get it. I'll try again later.
That sounds like a plan.
And after helping Jenny kind of relocate some of the stupid, you guys kind of go back to your own thing. You're keeping a lookout, and she's bussing tables and semi flirting with anyone who might give her a tip. to pay her way out to the ICSC. And we've got a couple of late risers going on here. We've already established Rice doesn't show up until he's good and late, which in my mind translates to maybe noon. So, right? What about Chad?
So Chad probably doesn't work until the afternoon anyway, because he would have been like, no morning shift, because he gets high all night.
Totally valid. Where do you work?
So Chad works at basically what's the cafeteria. So I imagine for this place, it's more like where everyone is guaranteed to get a free meal that's provided, where it's probably not the best food, you know, the gray meat out of a can, that kind of stuff. But basically, he works there as a quote-unquote line cook, which really is his glorified way of saying he's a dishwasher slash janitor slash takes the scoop of the whatever they call mashed potatoes and slams it down on your plate. But I'll say that for Chad, his alarm will go off and he'll slap it for the 5th time this morning. Finally deciding, all right, I'll get up. He gets up out of his small bunk. He's just wearing kind of like a white t-shirt, jeans and stuff. Just flicks back his dirty blonde hair. Kind of shakes his head out. Reaches down underneath his bed to pull out the bong that he had last night, lighting up his lighter to get whatever little bits of green he's got left in there to start the morning. And after he's taken a hit of that, he'll kind of notice the time, figure he's going to be late for his shift if he doesn't get there soon enough. He'll start grabbing his things, at which point he feels around in his pockets, stops, goes over to his bed and kind of quickly searches till he finds a letter. The letter itself is unopened. It's clearly got wrinkles and kind of been folded and stuff, so it looks like he's had this letter for a while. He just kind of looks at it and basically puts it into his bag before heading out.
Neighbor who's a similar shift to you, but is a roughneck getting ready to go to work down in the maintenance bay, passes you by. I imagine this isn't an uncommon thing for you and your routine in the mornings. You take out this letter. You look at it before putting it away.
Usually he stares at it at night, but this morning he was like, ah, crap, where'd I put it? But yeah.
The neighbor who's seen it a couple of times goes by bit of a night owl. Also, your hookup, one of them. Says, are you ever gonna open that damn thing? Or mail it?
Yo, man, I told you. I know what it is, I'm just not ready to read it. Look, man, don't worry about it.
What is it? Because that's the part that you keep. Oh, come on, man.
No. Look, man, I don't like talking about that shit. You know that. There's a reason why I do drugs. Fucking. Look. Do you want to read between the lines? From my girlfriend. I haven't talked to her in 2 months. So you can kind of guess what this is.
Either an apology saying, hey, I fucked up, or sorry I'm breaking up with do. That's where my head goes.
So, like I said, I know what it is.
So
I
you
just
keep
don't want to read it. Yeah, man. If you got anything a little bit stronger, I definitely could use it tonight. I don't know about you, but this place, I know I ain't going anywhere. And honestly, even if I got off the station, they ain't nowhere I can go. So, anything you got to help make the days go by, I'll appreciate it.
There's a shipment coming up from the planet today. I should have something tonight. Maybe it'll help you grow a pair.
Yeah, whatever, man. Just hook me up and I'll get you whatever cash I get off of today. But I gotta go. I'm gonna
Have a good shift.
Yeah, good shift.
And you make your way to what's been nicknamed the galley. And much like you said, it's effectively a cafeteria. Yeah, there's different locations that you can go to, different stalls, but effectively it functions on a meal ticket system. You provide a ticket, you get your meal. And that's how people who are working on the station manage to save a little bit of money.
Not their appetite.
Wreaks hell on their digestive tract, yeah, but get that money to hopefully make it off station, and you can worry about it later.
But yeah, at this point, he's probably like 10 minutes late to his shift. He's just kind of like quickly clocking in, trying to get in without his supervisor noticing.
Your supervisor, Elliot Gaslow, kind of manages most of the little kiosks that are in the cafeteria, got us back to where the entrance is for you to sneak through, and he's chewing out one of your coworkers, a buster by the name of Alex, who quick glances past him as the door opens and goes back to keeping Elliot's attention so that he can look at you, trying to spare you some of that wrath.
Yeah, he'll kind of look and
As
give him a
you
nod.
sneak through. Overall, the argument itself is a really trivial matter. Some of the dishes that Alex had washed and moved down the line had fallen, and you can see that there's some broken dishware and silverware on the floor that he was trying to clean up around Elliot while being yelled at. And just saying, look, something happened with the belt. It slipped. I'll fix it. You can take it from my check. It's fine. Just doing what he can to placate this man before something else happens. And Elliot's attention gets called to another kiosk. Oh.
Looks like sticks far up the boss's ass now, isn't it?
Pulls about as long as my mop here.
say the guy needs to get laid, but I doubt any woman wanted any of that.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
But hey, man, don't worry about it. I'll get it cleaned up for you. You just
No woman, no.
What was that?
Repeat what you said for me.
I said, I'll get it cleaned up. Just kind of motioning since he kind of does some of the janitorial stuff anyway.
Normally I wouldn't ask you, man, but if you could help me with that, I can run to maintenance and get the part that I need to fix the belt.
Yeah, man, I got you covered.
That way we don't have this happening all day.
Yeah, well, with the boss like Elliot, we all gotta stick together, He'll kind of like
I can
nod.
see him across the way giving Lexi a hard time. Come on. Guy's an ass. Wait, 5 minutes. 5 minutes tops. I'll be back.
And at which point he'll kind of, after he goes, he'll like go into like the janitor closet, grabbing like the mop and bucket, just to kind of clean it up, sweep it up. And also putting his bag like in the closet as well, to kind of keep it out of the way.
And so begins another tiring, clearly thankless shift in the galley. Reese, at some point you gotta wake up, man.
Reese just does what Reese does. Slowly stretching out in his bunk. Feeling great about another day on this shithole of a space station. Just kind of soullessly stares into space for a few more minutes. And then he remembers that he has a new chapter of his wonderful sci-fi erotic horror novel series that just published. And he's super excited to get that out there, so he jumps out of bed and kind of throws his work attire on. His shirt's barely tucked in, his tie is kind of just hanging loosely, puts on a cap, and heads to the monorail.
Your bunkmate left early to avoid the ringing of your alarm constantly going off and then the snooze being hit. You hardly ever see your roommate. That's how often this person is in your room.
I mean,
But
that's on them. I'm a fun guy when I, drop a couple of no-dos and don't sleep for 3 or 4 days.
yeah, that's a little bit of what they're trying to get away from. But you do know you get to wave at them and say hi every time you walk through the corporate room because they hang out over at the Siegson station.
As always, before I
You
leave,
hop on.
I pull out a copy that I've hard printed, and I leave it on their bunk. Just kind of toss it in there, and yeah, that's the start of my morning.
I'm just gonna go ahead and establish this now. This pattern ends up being you leave your hard copy, they return it by the end of the night with annotations and edits.
Works for me.
They're your unpaid editor.
This sounds like a
hop
win-win.
on.
I never have to see them, and I get free editorial work.
So you hop on the monorail and much like Apate, you make your way towards the central hub. Scale the stairs. The same checkpoint with that lovely Marshal, Carrie Louise. He just gives you a flat look and says, I know that look in your eye. You published another chapter, didn't you?
I didn't publish anything, Carrie. This was all John. And oh, there's some good stuff in here.
Mhm.
You really got to pay attention to the chapter with the xenomorph and the octopus. It gets wild. It's art, pure art.
I don't know where you come up with this stuff, Reese. Give me your card. Alright, you're signed in and good to go. I think Carson's in the meeting, but... Carson's in the meeting right now, but I think Patty's already back there.
Patty's already back there, but Carson, man, I wonder how he's gonna feel about this next chapter.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be healing. Wow. I'm sure I'll be hearing about it. I need some coffee.
And with that, I'll go ahead and board the elevator and head to my office.
Back up in the corporate level. Patty, I imagine you are in the office space. You said you set aside a nice little pastry for Reese waiting on his desk when he gets there.
There's pastry and aspirin and and a note that I want the new chapter on my desk.
Reese knows the routine. Reese walks in and he pulls two hard copies out and he throws one on Carson's desk and he hands one to you and he's like, Carson's a freak. I don't know where he comes up with this stuff. And then I'll go sit down at my desk and just kind of nod and...
You know, I just keep making sure these get sent to the right people. Gotta build his reputation.
It's true.
Happy breakfast.
Thank you.
Water, Reese, not whatever's stashed in your drawer.
Just a Red Bull.
Water. And don't call me Mum. I know you're thinking about it. I'm not your mother.
So he reaches into his desk drawer and he pulls out both a Red Bull and a water bottle, and then he just mixes them in a cup together and just slams them back.
Disgusting. Yes, hashtag not sponsored by Red Bull.
Sponsored.
Hashtag yet.
Oh, I got a close chat.
Okay. So, everyone starts their day off at work. We've circled back around to corporate. Let's take a look at what's going on in the research lab. I thought I had a page marked. I apparently don't. Forgive me. If you would like to make conversation with your lab partner, by all means, while I search for page that I need.
I don't think they make. Well, that's a lie. I think you said you said she's like incredibly multilingual.
Yes.
I imagine that they have like at least one language in common, and they do not speak English in the lab when they're not like actively writing reports and stuff. Because like who else are they gonna speak whatever it is with? I'm not gonna say that she knows Dutch, but maybe. I don't know.
So this way, what languages do you know? Get some character lore going here.
Let's get some character lore. Well, they definitely speak Dutch. One of their parents is very incredibly Dutch. English, Natch, probably some Latin, as like scientific naming conventions go, you gotta take Latin. And then I don't know, maybe they might speak like some passable Mandarin, but probably not like practiced. And maybe that's what they're doing. They're like casually trying to get some sort of practice in with a language that they do not usually speak. Because I think the thing about Talisman is they're always testing themselves.
You can say that Ling's been helping you learn Mandarin. Since you guys have started being partners and you express an interest.
I don't think they'd ask for it. I think they like know a couple of words. They'd throw out the couple of things that they know, and it just like kind of became this unspoken thing. Talus and ask for help? Absolutely not. Not on their life. I think it's the casual like, oh, how's your day? Like, what'd you get up to after work last night, etc., etc. Just like casual stuff that most other people do not get this kind of conversation out of Taliesin, but they spend so much dang time together that it would be more weird at this point if they didn't.
It wouldn't be uncommon for some of the other labs to be basically dead silent on your floor. Some people are just get so hyper focused in on what they're working on just because it's molecule agents or...
I think once other people start showing up, it gets a little bit quieter.
Well, it's a good thing about your lab is that since you are working on an infectious disease, you are in a relatively sterile environment on your own.
The way I like it, keep the folks minimal and the space super tidy. Love to see it. So what was it that you said that we are researching currently?
I keep picking this up thinking that there's more drink in it, and there isn't, and my existence is futile. So what you are working on is you are studying the Arcturian Clarish. Is an infectious disease originating from the planet Arctura. And as far as how it operates, it's very rapid viral decay. Passes through body fluids and then basically sends the body into the absurd state of shock, causing paranoia, delirium, hemorrhagic fever, and before the body starts going into organ failure and inevitable death. There are treatments you can do for this if you catch it early enough, which currently is about 30 rounds of treatment inside of an autodoc over several weeks. But what they're kind of pushing for is something that's a little less costly, is what they're pushing for as far as your involvement in this research.
Yeah, so at this point we're trying to treat it better than we have been.
I'm trying to find a more effective treatment, and if possible, a vaccine.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah. Right up their alley.
Arctura and that region are a fairly frequented region, so it's
where the travel money's at.
Gotten as
Fair enough.
So, Taliesin, the fauna flora above us, they sent down some samples of a salve that they had been working with.
Right.
They thought that maybe it could help us. So
Good to see they're pulling their weight.
wait, they get to work with plants and animals all day. They might as well be in the botanical wing.
You know, it's the temptation is there to switch over. But then they give us a fine new plague, so what can I say?
You would get bored.
It's true. But some of the critters are cute.
I caught sight of one of the ones that they brought up from spar below us.
Huh?
It was like a marsupial. A little bit like a koala.
Like a you know,
A
I've
koala,
never
but small.
small. A koala's not already small.
Koala is large.
That's not that large.
They shouldn't be as large as they are, but they're large.
Most things should not be as large as they are.
They thrive off of one plant that gives them all of their nutritional and water intake, and it's poisonous. It's poisonous to them. It makes no sense.
I'm sure if they looked
They
at
do
what
not
humanity I'm sure if they looked at what humanity was doing, they would have much the same to say. Although now I'm curious who I would have to talk to see this strange koala.
I think that you might be able to get one of the marshals that did the checkpoint that took a picture of it. They might be able to show it to you.
You know I don't want a picture. You know I want to hold. You know I want to study this thing. You know they wouldn't let me in within 50 feet of it for exactly that purpose.
Well, then talk to Richards. Maybe she can get you clearance.
Idea. And they get a little bit of a look and just start taking down notes. Like they're absolutely gonna go bother Richards about this. They're like doctoral stuff is all like what if we took this alien species that I've never actually gotten the chance to look at because I'm a student and also do not have that kind of clearance. But what if we the applications of their biology on, and it's like the flora and fauna department will not let Taliesin within 50 feet of any live specimens. They will not. Yeah, this is probably a very familiar look that Ling has seen. They're like I could write just some
the medical
bonkers
research
sentence.
department. The medical research department in and of itself has very limited access to live specimens, and that is because these are the only things that they are allowed to actually inject anything into for testing.
And Taliesin is always
And
trying
that
to
is only if they get complete. That's only if they can get complete guarantee that they're taken care of, and that there's been an extensive amount of theoretical testing before going into a live stage.
The amount of times that Taliesin has shown up to Richard's office with just stacks of like charts and graphs and like just all kinds of bonkers research. Please let me look at the koalas. I need. We could be saving humanity out here, Richards. Just let me look at the koala.
So, as the day goes by, you all sort of get into your workflow. And then eventually, Dr. Ling just sighs and sets her equipment down and says, I think I'm going to get a coffee. Do you want one?
Please.
No, I don't drink that stuff. It's bad for you.
Mr. Ferrum, are you listening onto our communication devices again? You know this isn't your lab.
Shit.
He wants to hear about the koalas. He needs to know what the next chapter is going to be about.
Patty, who was listening, is just like,
How do you think I get my inspiration?
Patty chiming into the radio to keep an eye on, like, get a 30-second heads up on whatever nonsense Taliesin is sending her way.
mm-hmm. That lab, like, I have an open channel of one earbud in all day long because this kid.
Alright. Kid?
How old are you?
More doctorates than you'll ever have. I mean, put some respect on it.
You have doctorates, I have a salary.
Touché.
Hmm.
Doesn't it compromise security for Mr. Ferrum to be listening in on our conversations? Doesn't he run the technical department?
That's why I'm listening.
So can I have the koalas?
No.
You haven't even seen the I haven't even put together the paper.
Infectious diseases, Tal. Infectious diseases. Cute, fuzzy animals that the flora and fauna people like to show me eviscerated and dead. I don't want to see them. No.
I'll study the dead ones.
I'm fine with it.
But then I would like a live one, please.
Tal, I personally don't care. I just don't like people in my office. Get back to work, please.
You know what would keep me out of your office?
I'm not talking about you. Not talking about you.
Real secret is dead koalas eventually make their way to the cafeteria.
No! No!
The one we've been testing infectious disease vaccines on?
Mystery meat. This is how it's going to start.
And koalas with endemic chlamydia. No! No! No!
What if the cure for the Arcturian disease is in the koalas? What then, Richards? What
The
then?
cure for
Actually-
this thing is not chlamydia-ridden.
You don't know that.
disease.
You don't know.
No.
You don't know it until we study it.
Ewoks stay in the lab. You
What?
stay in your lab.
They're not Ewoks.
I don't care what the fuck they are.
If we had
Okay,
Ewoks,
what?
we would have a secret second problem.
If we, you are not kidding. And maybe this place would run better. Please go back to work.
Wait, Ewoks are real?
I wish.
Get off
You
the
know?
channel!
Look. I'll hook you up with a koala. I'll sign the papers myself.
No,
you just gotta slip me a vial of the
supersede
disease.
everything that he does. He cannot sign off on this. The one thing I agree with John on this one. Sorry.
I don't know that I want whatever kind of koala that you would have access to.
A
I don't trust your
koala. Look,
You know what?
That is
Actually,
not true. That is not true.
Tell you want access to a koala?
Not,
Do you?
not a koala. You know what I mean.
Do you want access to the fuzzy teddy bear?
I would love access to the fuzzy teddy bear, yes.
Meet me at the end of your shift.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Are you BSing me, Richards? I'll know if you're doing it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Well, you'll have to tell me how it goes for you. And tell us then.
You mean you don't want to come see the koala?
Of course I want to come see the koala. But I don't believe Richards.
Do I believe Richards? Do I hold out hope for science? Slightly more. Slightly more.
You know, Chad and Layla are doing their day-to-day jobs, just dealing with like
Right,
real-life problems.
This is a real life problem. These are real life koalas.
Lila's problems probably have just as much chlamydia.
Wait, who the hell was it? Who's on this radio channel now?
that was well.
Ling, I think we need new comms.
Leon from outside
Who
the
said this bug was on
door
its way
says
to the tower? Where is that contact? Who the fuck is on my private channel?
As I'm scrambling, like I'm trying to
All right,
message
fixing
Layla, I'm
it.
like, calm down, you don't need to hear these.
This is what you call a private channel.
Private between you, me, and Reese.
Whoever else is on here.
Look, they slapped this way station together out of spare parts and a prayer. So, you know, whatever. I don't care anymore. John's in a meeting. He can't hear any of this.
You gotta remember, you guys put Reese in charge of tech. All comm channels are my channels.
Reese, Leon, our office, now.
Yes, ma'am, I've been standing here for a second waiting to get your attention.
Oh. Hi.
Also, for clarification, Reese, you manage the level of Gilgod Institute that studies technological advancement.
I mean, I still have to know tech.
So I have to know some tech.
Hmm.
And so you got a little bit of a hiccup in your radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me get into the box.
Offer is on the table. Shutting off and now get to work. And I'm gonna shut mine down and like get up and walk to Reese's office and shut his connection down too. Is there a chair in Reese's office?
No.
lean against the door frame and stare at you.
I
With
lost.
the book in
I
my
lost
hand,
chair
just
privileges.
flipping. Tentacle porn.
John's into some weird stuff. What do you want?
It's cliche.
Just wait till you get to the koala chapter. All right, it's gonna get wild.
It's like the koalas. All right. I'm just gonna stand in his doorway and read while Leon's working on my stuff.
Leon overheard some of this, and it was just very much the expression of, I don't want to know. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to do my
You
job.
don't want to know, mate. You really, really don't.
No, I don't. You are completely correct on that, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get to work.
Tell me about this bug.
What?
Mostly it just seems like a lot of crossed wires. Something faulty happened with the communication lines. So now I'm going through and checking all the breaker boxes.
And we're able to communicate in and out.
He's asking that for clarification.
I missed what you said. I think you froze. At least on my end.
Are you asking about like on and off station or?
Yeah. We're able to send communications out and receive communications.
Yeah, everything on that side's fine. Like the techs up in the communications room of us have got that covered. It just seems to be all internal stuff between the towers at the moment. So the teams have been going through and checking all the boxes. Mostly the common stuff that's been going in between. So like you guys and the research tower have been a bit jumbled, but
I'm a suspicious bitch. Can I get a glimpse at his ID badge? This isn't 5e,
Yeah, he's
so I
not-
can't yell
that's a-
insight checks.
totally shy.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my tablet and like pull up his name and his file and make sure he's legit.
He does come up as a worker in on station, but you don't have any details. You might oversee part of Gale God, but you don't oversee the station.
I'm gonna point the
So
tablet at
you
Reese.
can look up a name and maybe get a picture.
I'm gonna slide my tablet over to Reese and point and say, and just whisper under my breath, "You recognize him?"
I mean,
The answer is yes.
I guess I do. It took a minute. I had to sort out the voices in my head to find the right answer. But yeah, that's definitely him.
All right. Take my tablet back.
It's not often that the corporate level has any issues because they usually have their own in-house contacts handle things, especially with Hyperdyne and Seegson holding offices on the level.
Mm-hmm.
Leon's more of a tech that goes between different levels.
Okay.
So he's coming from likely communications level above you to kind of help deal with this issue. We've seen a little bit about what corporate and the science life is like, talking about alien koalas and whether or not they have any infectious diseases. and bartering on whether or not to be able to see them in person. But, like it's kind of been expressed, this is a little bit more towards the higher echelon life of this station. And we've got a couple of folks who are walking ground level. So let's go revisit Layla and Chad. So, Chad, you're working in the galley that puts you in the habitational tower. Layla, as far as Richard's tacos goes, where would you put them?
I imagine that Richard would be the type of person who would be like the best place to have a bar is near where people live, because then they can get there a lot easier without having to drunkenly stumble through the like monorail system and stuff. They can just like go back and forth from their bunk. So as close as possible.
So, that probably puts you like right outside where the elevator and stair levels open up. Puts you within eye shot or even spitting distance of the galley, although you're in a sector that's more people can come in and pay for their meals and their drinks. Especially because of the commodity of it being so close to the elevators and the rest of the habitational ward. And that puts you guys, we'll say, in the far edges of the floor, with a big common area between you guys. To and fro, you two get to watch as people flitter in and out, the exhausted and the broken down, much like yourselves, looking for an easy meal, which, for the record, the quote-unquote mystery meat is mostly fish. No koalas were harmed in the making of these meals. Although the fish is from the aquaponics labs, so that might be just as bad. So, you guys get to witness as people come and go. Marshals, working Joes, just dregs of life working through their shifts. There's one notable instance that kind of causes both of you to perk up and pay a little bit more attention, just because as the day goes on, you realize that this same person has been standing in the middle of that entire ward. Has just been staring off into space and apparently mumbling to themselves. Again, they're in the center of the room. You can't really hear what they're saying, but you can tell that their lips are moving, but they themselves are not. They have stood there for maybe 5 hours. They've been there since you guys have shown up.
Ain't my problem, ain't my business.
How close, like roughly, in like feet or miles?
Proximity wise, it would hit the beam. Let's pretend that this galley is about the size of a football stadium. They would be at about the half mark. So that 50-yard line.
And they're not looking at this now taco shop.
No, they're just kind of rocking back and forth. Small little steps, maybe turn them around into circles, into a small loop, but they're very much staring off into space and just kind of muttering.
Are
themselves.
other people reacting to, like, does it look like people might be walking towards the bar and then see this dude and then, like, change their mind?
People are kind of commenting about it and steering away if they're coming from the, you're by the elevator. If they're coming towards Habitational from the monorail, they would have to go past this guy, and they're either giving him an odd look and a very wide berth, or just kind of turning around and just deciding, you know what, we'll just go to that bar that's in Central and meet up with our buddy there.
In that case, Layla is gonna walk over to him and kind of like, as she gets closer, like kind of like appraise him and see if he's like showing any signs of like tweaking or anything like that.
Doesn't seem, at least outwardly, you can't tell if there's any track marks. There's no residue or anything on their hands or around their face. They are outside of, well, grease. It looks like one of the maintenance workers that had just come out of who had just come out of the ducts from their shift. So they're covered in plenty of grime, but as you approach them, they don't really pay you any mind, though, and continue with their little bit of a loop.
Now that I'm closer, before I like say anything, like I'm gonna listen to them for a second.
I know, yes, I can hear you, yes. No, I can't do that, I can't, they won't let me. I don't have the ID, I can't get there. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
I'm gonna put my hand on their shoulder and say, "Lost, pal."
And almost like you're clearly this person was very out of it. He was not expecting any contact. He was not expecting to actually be where he is. So you put your hand on his shoulder, and immediately you can spot and his eyes go wide as he jerks around and tries to basically elbow clock you.
I feel like Layla's like military training would like kick in there and she'd try to subdue him immediately.
these sheds and everywhere in between and not of. We are going to have our first roll of the evening. I need you to make a close combat roll for me.
Okay.
You got this.
So he swings, and you are quick enough to snag him and quickly bring his arm around behind his back. Attempt to subdue him, perhaps to hit him to the floor, or there's some tables nearby. How would you like to do this?
If there's like tables there, I'd probably just like bend him over the table and go, "All right, buddy, calm down. Where you headed? I'll get you on your way."
Jesus, lady, you're the one that grabbed me. I was just gonna get a drink and go back up to my bunk. What? Where the...
You've been standing
I end
here
up here?
mumbling for how long has it been?
Few hours now.
For a few hours. I was just checking in on you. I'm gonna like roughly.
You cut out there at the end?
For a few hours now, and I'm just gonna roughly let go of him.
Push off of you. That's self off, straightened his grubby coat and still very wild eyes kind of boring into you. What time is it? His watch like, no, you're fucking lying to me. You're full of shit. I just got off my shift.
I imagine
At this
like,
point, people are starting to kind of mill about and kind of whisper and talk. There's talk of some people saying, hey, maybe we should go find a marshal.
I think we should get you to a med bay. You're clearly out of it.
I don't need to go to medbay, I just need to get some food and a damn night's sleep.
Well, if you're looking for food, there's always tacos, and Lila's gonna just go back to where she normally stands to watch.
I'm not gonna give that greedy fucker anything. And crumbles and still very kind of like wobbly and twitchy makes his way down through the galley, fishing through his pockets for meal ticket, and ends up in front of your stall, Chad.
And we're gonna serve you. We got beans, mashed potatoes, mystery meat. Which one do you want?
Just give me the meat, at least for the most part. I know what's in that.
That's what everyone says. Still taking a betting pool on that. Just slops on this kind of like brownish grayish meat that's covered in some sort of gravy. You got your ticket?
Yeah, here. Get.
Here you go, Cass.
Hey, you have the time? He's looking at his own Seegson watch.
Yeah. Looks at the clock up on the wall. Is like, yeah, it's 1600.
I'm like, right? Hey, this is gonna sound real stupid. Just bear with me. Lady said I was standing out in the middle of the yard.
Yeah.
I was?
I was just standing around for a while, man.
Doesn't make any damn sense.
Can I make like a observation check? Or, yeah, observation to try to figure out what's going on here.
By all means.
So, 1 success.
With that success, you can gauge that he is very, very much out of it. And if it weren't for the fact that his eyes weren't red, you would think he was probably on something. But you know most of the drugs and things around here and what to look for with those, and doesn't seem like he's on anything.
Yo, man, you've been taking something? You can level with me, man. You know I ain't gonna rat you out.
What? No, I had some Napa leaf over from what that doc prescribed me, but I took one last night just to be able to sleep. Haven't taken anything else. I don't even drink, man.
Just saying, you look really out of it for the past couple hours. Maybe you might want to not take that.
The doc ended up with a shit batch, so I'm probably not the only one. Thanks, man.
Goes about flopping meat.
Takes a tray and goes find a corner and sits down. And pokes at it. I think we'll leave it there to let our crew ruminate on what they just witnessed for a little bit. Take a break, 5-10 minutes, and we'll come back around and see how the rest of the day unfolds.
We're totally gonna survive this. It's fine.
We're doing great. We're all
Everything's fine.
surviving.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We have refueled and discussed more about koalas for some reason.
Did you expect anything?
You
less from
introduced
us?
one marsupial into the mix.
This isn't Koala, the TTRPG?
No,
I played that game.
but
I would play
We
the
are
heck out of
back.
that game.
I think you can play a koala in Honey Heist.
Don't tempt me.
You might be
Can.
able to play one in Disaster Hamsters.
But after some back and forth between our medical research scientists and their corporate overlords, and the real world adventurers getting to bear witness to a very interesting and confusing scene of a guy who just seems to have been on this station or on shift for far too long, who is now currently still just sitting in the middle of the galley, poking on his food and muttering to himself again, now that he's alone.
Yeah, it's probably
And
just
that
gonna keep
is-
a.
Go forth.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Chad's probably just keeping an eye on him, make sure he's okay, but he's still gonna just kind of focus on his job, just trying to get through the day so he can get back to, you know.
So the day continues to go by, and this guy still just continues to sit there for the remainder of your shifts. Through the morning, through the afternoon, through dinner rush, as another rotation comes off their shifts. It is now evening for this fine crew. So, as people start wrapping up for the day, how does that look like?
Did
Who's
our boss ever come back from his meeting?
Valid point.
he showed up long enough to yell at Leon about the communications stuff being messed up, but then got dragged into another meeting, which means unfortunately no, he did not receive his hard copy of the newest chapter.
Damn.
Not yet, anyway.
I think the end of the day would probably be me asking Reese to help get more access to the files I want. And by asking, I mean plying with money for drugs.
I'll do drugs. You're thinking of Chad.
Are you muted, Meg?
Shouldn't be.
I just thought I saw your mouth moving. I was like, words.
If you want access,
I
to
might
these
have been talking to
files,
myself.
I don't need money for this. If you want access to these files, all you got to do, and I just kind of like take your tablet, and I'm just like, you got to just do this, and then you pull this here, and you do this here, and then I just hand it back to you.
This is why I like you, mate. Seriously, you really don't want more blackmail on John.
Oh, I've got all the blackmail I need. I've got all his files.
That's valid.
What did you just attempt to do?
I just unlocked some files on her tablet.
Just gonna make you roll for it.
I am gonna make you roll for it. I need you to make me a contact roll.
Do it.
Because it can't be that easy, buddy. 2 successes makes it a little bit easy. What would you like to do with your extra stud?
I don't know.
By the way, context, I'm casually asking you to break into Wayland Yutani files.
Oh, it's even more fun for me. So I'll just put it on. Like, I'll just access whatever files she needs. Like, I'm just gonna break in and pull whatever she wants.
I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not God.
So, your one success lets you in. With your additional one, you can do a +1 mod on a later skill roll relating to it. You don't need to roll to overcome the same challenge in the future. You do it quickly in half the time it would normally take. You get new or unexpected information. You hide your tracks or you show off.
Hide tracks.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hide my tracks on this one.
Especially
Suggestion.
considering you're using Patty's terminal.
Yes, please.
Yeah, since it's not my terminal, we don't need we don't need black banks coming in the middle of the night. Wait, is Wayland even on this space station? Do they even have access to us?
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the major corporations and governments have at least one representative on station.
Fair enough.
Wayland Yutani, being partnered with the Three World Empire, is the bigger of the.
Reese, you are criminally underutilized. Truly. Like,
Yeah, I like it that way.
well, I've been trying for months to get into this. Months.
Should have asked me months ago.
Well, you were high months ago and I didn't like you then. So.
I just hadn't slept for 4 days. Look, I had a deadline. I had to get chapter 4 out.
Casually close my office door. Yeah, all right. Look. Could you look into some things for me? You ever... How involved were you with the war effort? None.
I was enlisted. I washed out. Don't really want to talk about it. But my dad is working his way up the ranks, committing happy little accidents and trying to get them just kind of swept under the rug. How do you think they keep me in this job?
Happy little accidents.
Yeah, where I'm from, we call them war crimes.
Yeah, and I was involved in one. That's how I got. Oh shit! I forgot which arm I was going to say. This one. That's how I got this.
Wait, do you know Bob Ross?
I can't do. Seriously?
Yeah, that's my dad. Were you part of one of his war crimes? His happy accidents?
How much did you track with the Frontier War, Patty?
What do you mean?
So, like, how involved with like the news and watching like stuff unfold were you, especially at the end?
At the end, maybe not as closely, but I would have been watching religiously daily, making sure that my wife wasn't going to be redeployed to the front.
And we'll say that towards the end of the war, after the incident, you would not be familiar with that name. So the fact that this guy is saying that Bob Ross is very, a very entertaining thing.
All right. I don't know Bob Ross, but
Oh, you don't? You're not familiar? Well, here. and I'm just gonna send you a file, and this is all the files I have on him, and it's all of the shit, the war crimes, and everything that they're using to blackmail me into staying at this job.
I'm gonna do a keyword search for the base that my wife and I were stationed at. Is it in those files? On Papa Ross.
It does not come up. Fort Nebraska does not make an appearance in association with Bob Ross.
Well, he wasn't involved in my war crime. But I'll keep this in mind. How would you like to look up another one?
I'm down.
Fort Nebraska.
Anything in particular that I'm looking for there?
A series of suspicious bombings towards the end of the war.
Bombings. Okay. Well, give me a couple days. I'll see what I can find out, and I'll send you the file.
Reese. The reports that I have found, they said they were monsters.
Okay.
And here, and I'm actually going to DM this to you. This is the last thing my wife sent me. Just be careful.
All right. I will, like I said, give me a few days. I'll see what I can get for you, and then I'll send you a file.
Literally, whatever favor I can pull for you, mate. Even if it's getting you off this station.
Oh, I don't need off this station. I love this station. We got koalas here. Did you hear?
Yeah. Mate, you don't want to touch those koalas. They're disgusting. I grew up they were in the trees all the time on my grandparents' farm. It was awful.
But I was hoping we could use them to, like, terraform Mars.
We terraformed Mars already, mate.
Not in my history book.
Half the other planets in the system, too.
Right. Look, don't stay up all night researching this for me, but seriously, any favor.
You say
You
that
ask
as I pop a never sleep pill and get on the elevator.
I'm gonna walk back to my office, get into my mini fridge, grab 4 bottles of water, bring them to his office, and line them up right in front of his face. 1 every 2 hours.
One maybe in 2 hours. Gotcha. Have a good night.
If you weren't a genius, I'd worry about you.
I'd worry about him anyway.
He's fine.
Yeah. Our corporates are digging into war crimes. How's it going in the lab?
Another day in paradise, you know. I think Talisman's hard at work with the promise of koalas looming on the horizon. they're not expecting anything to come of this, but like there's that scientific curiosity breeds just like a disturbing amount of hope. So they're just nose to the grindstone. They're getting through it.
Are you one to work late to the evening, or are you just kind of waiting for Richards to pop up and say, "Hey, I'm off my shift"?
I think usually they're less worried about the clock, more worried about finishing whatever they're on, or when Ling threatens to turn the lights off. But I think today they're a little bit more like antsy at the clock, even if they don't want to admit it. They're kind of like waiting for Richards to either peek her head in or for the clock to hit whatever time and for them to like scoot on out. They're like, if I have to go finish this in my bunk, I'll finish like the write-up. If I have to finish the write-up in my bunk, I'll do that. I don't care. But they're keeping busy.
You and Ling are plugging away, and she's more inclined to burn the midnight oil. Actually, most of the time, you could swear that she lives in this lab. If it weren't for the fact she shows up clean and composed every day, you would think that she lives there because she always leaves last and she always shows up first.
Wait, is she my roommate?
She is not your roommate.
Oh. I was gonna ask if I was his roommate.
It me, Jesus.
Depends on how comfortable you are with co-ed.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
So what runs out first, the clock or Richards? Forgot to fill up my cup. I can't drink ominously from my Willie honey cup now.
Is Richards coming to get me, or am I gonna have to go to her?
No, I'm coming to get you. I think now that I'm excited, I have files unlocked that I'm just gonna appear in, like, I assume the lab door has like one of those little square windows, and I'm just gonna like tap, tap, tap.
They're packing their stuff away.
Please
Like
do not tap the glass. It spooks the scientists.
I do it on purpose.
And they do spook. And like they like turn and like catch eyes and start packing away their stuff and like definitely like slip a file into their bag to like finish later in their bunk. Normally they would stay after to finish whatever they're working on, but nope, too important. Try not to look too excited, but it's not working.
As soon as the lab door opens and
Lynn
safety
just watches
protocols
from
have
her
been...
workstation.
I'm gonna get you in there, Lynn. I'm gonna get you in there.
As soon as the door opens.
Towel? Is out of character, is Miss Richards, is that their proper address? Does she have a title? Okay, cool.
That is a hard Ms.
That is
or deputy director, like full title.
Oh, okay. They're going deputy director. Absolutely, 100%. Throw some respect on her name. Just deputy director.
Tail.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
gonna loop an arm with yours. Take a walk with me.
They just nod and do as they're told.
I've got a special project going on, Tail.
Oh, you said the magic words.
I know. You love your special little projects. You think I don't know about them, but I do. It's fine.
If you're
I
referring to
don't
me.
care. You're exercising that big egghead brain of yours. It's fine. Everybody has their strengths. Yours is being wildly intelligent.
Thank you.
You want access to the koalas as your test subjects for this vaccine.
Very much I do. I think they might be useful. I have some
Mhm.
I've done some preliminary theoretical and did pull out like a stack of paper.
Tal, why koalas? Why not literally any other analog for humans? You want to pet the koalas, don't you?
I think we would all appreciate petting the koalas.
They poop on you when you pet them. You know this, right?
You think I don't get worse things on me during the day?
Yeah. Infectious disease lab. I forgot. My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I will allow you and Lynn unlimited access to anything in the fauna labs if you can find out what's living on the unlabeled floors.
I'm sorry.
There's something there. I want to know what it is. And no one's going to look twice at you, kid.
There's nothing up there.
You think there's any wasted space in this way station?
What are your theories?
Pure curiosity. Scientific endeavor.
And in order to get up there, I would need clearance of some variety.
Mm-hmm.
Dubious or otherwise. They're
Mm-hmm.
heavily implied. Is that...
You figure out a way to get up there? I'll make sure the clearance happens.
I mean, the elevators go up there. It's just a matter of...
Getting them to stop on the floor.
I don't think I've ever tried to go up there. Is that an issue? Do they
Don't
just
know.
keep going?
I don't know.
You don't...
You're the smart one. That's why I've come to you.
Grace put you up to this.
Nope. This is pure me. The only thing, if there are things living up there, is whatever you do to get up there, the toys stay locked in their boxes. We look, we do not touch. All right, mate?
Yes, ma'am.
Towel.
Yeah,
Look me in the eyes. We look and we do not touch.
Yes, ma'am. We look, we do not touch.
You touch, I eject you from the space station. With or without a suit, depending on the severity.
Understood.
Mm. Can you do it?
I'll do
It's a
it.
puzzle, isn't it?
I can certainly try.
All right then. Cool as it is. Go, Shub.
Thank you. Thank you. Then they just, yep, okay, run. Skadoosh.
Skadoosh.
It's unlabeled.
Mm,
What? Honey, just how many levels of clearance above, say, 1,000, are the folks up there, you know?
Unknown.
Do we have even clearance to know who is up there? Anything whatsoever?
So you might be able to see people in passing, and depending on if you get on the elevator with them at the same time, you might be able to discern whether or not they go to higher floors. But overall, how Gale God Institute functions is that you know the people in your jurisdiction, on your level. For you, that's medical research. After that, you don't know what anybody else researches. You don't even know what they research in the lab next door to you unless they happen to tell you. And they're not supposed to tell you.
Yeah. Is it still Gale God up there, or is it someone else's jurisdiction on the whole?
It is a split.
Interesting.
And I'm going to correct myself a little bit here. There's a split amongst all of the Gale God research levels. There's a combination of Gale God and LaSalle Bionational. They're both research companies. LaSalle Bionational being an actual devoted company, whereas Gale God Institute is more of a like an institution for research. They do it to research, not to necessarily be profitable.
So up there could be either or a combination of these fools.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. It's only mildly terrifying. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just act like you belong, kiddo. I was gonna need a stiff drink.
Well, there happens to be a half-decent bar right next to the elevators in the habitational wing. Called Richard's Tacos. How late does your shift usually run, Layla? You guys happen to cross paths?
She works a double every day.
How often do you frequent bars, or even just Richard's, Dr. Lang?
Not frequently at all. It's special occasions or being particularly stumped on research. They typically use the bar in the same way that like a college kid would use a coffee shop. I'll buy a coffee to get my seat, and then just the ambiance is what I'm here for. I'm here for background noise. Today is not that. Today is
that's something notable.
Yeah, no, today is 3 fingers of liquor compared to the normal just a pint that they nurse for like 3 hours writing up reports.
Being someone that is effectively paid to watch, then you would kind of find that this is a little bit unusual for Dr. Lang, Layla, depending on how much you keep track of individuals?
I mean, like, she'd be focused more on, like, people who normally would cause the trouble. So, but at the same time, have, like, a passing familiarity with people who normally are, like, low key. So anyone who's, like, veering out into potentially not low key would raise some red flags.
No. As your shift went into evening hours, with the 9 to 5 folks coming off of their shifts and the next rotation coming off their shifts, things start getting rowdier. And you're watching and you're paying attention. And Chad, even you are watching this from your line. People are exceedingly high strung. Almost like, in some cases, you're watching as, like, one comment just makes someone flip their lid and snap back. It devolves into arguing before they're ushered off. And you notice this kind of a little bit of a rise, and it's not uncommon for marshals or working Joes to be walking the area between shifts. But somehow it feels more present.
Keep telling everyone we need to make drugs legal around here.
Because it's so busy, Layla's gonna sigh because she can't slip more money into Jenny's get off the station fund because she has to be more on alert.
You're watching and paying attention, and Chad, you're grumbling about recreational drugs not being legal, and Alex, your buddy, who's washing the platters as they come back and handing clean ones to you to serve the mystery meat on. Says, yeah, shit that would actually work and doesn't need a signature to sign off on. Then again, if that stuff was legal, the corporations would upcharge that shit in a heartbeat. Speaking of, Chad, your guy say if there was a shipment coming in or anything? I used the last of it a couple of days ago and it's really starting to hurt.
What do you mean hurt?
Withdrawals, man. I don't want to think about this place.
I know,
Thinking
man.
too much.
Look, I just want to get something to help me sleep, you know? Let me relax.
Seems like everybody's having issues sleeping lately.
The rumor is some bigwig keeps taking all the never sleep pills.
Oh, bastard. It's probably someone up in corporate.
Too many people working double shifts, probably.
Yeah, probably. Hearing some odd rumors though.
What kind of rumor?
Some of the others doing the back line. When I walked back there to get the part for the belt earlier. Talking about some weird dream that they had. A couple of the other guys chimed in about the same thing. said they had it a couple of nights now and they haven't been able to sleep.
Weird dreams. Telling me they all had like the same dream or something?
That's what they were saying, something similar anyway.
Yeah. Sure. Next thing you know, freaking Freddy Krueger's gonna hop out of here.
Wait, is that why they call him Freddy? Because he makes it so that we are able to sleep?
But I don't know. Look, I mean, you've watched those old horror movies.
God, those things are so outdated and analog. Come on, old timer, you need to catch up with what's good.
Look, there ain't nothing wrong with classics, okay?
It's
they-
so cheesy.
They
The
survived,
effects suck.
they survived like 2 centuries. They deserve to be, watched, right?
I'm surprised you even found any copies.
Like I said, I'm a critique of the horror genre. And these are like the basis of bait.
Okay,
Anyway.
Mr. Expert.
I'm just saying, everybody's saying that they're having weird dreams. Sounds fishy. Sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy. So, like, all right, Mr. Horror Movie Critic, Expert, whatever. If we were in a horror movie, what would it be like?
Oh, I don't know. Probably people going around acting weird, signs of like one person being crazy, and then other people starting being crazy.
Sounds shockingly familiar to what happened earlier today.
Yeah, but that's real life.
Sounds
This
like
is
you're a
just
hack.
Look, I'd put more money on someone falling on a table and having a gut buster pop out than some weird dream thing that's like just aggravates people into like violence or something. Maybe it's a zombie apocalypse. I don't know. Not like the walking zombies that go, but like the runner was. Where it's
Oh
just
god,
people
that's terrifying.
like 27 days or whatever that one is. But
It's
rage,
like 28
rage
days.
zombies. That's what
Something-
it is. Rage zombies.
Man, you know all this is possible, right? Who knows what they're researching up in those labs?
Man, I don't care what the fuck they're researching there. For all I know, they're fucking doing shit with koalas up there. Who knows?
Fucking koalas. That's all you ever. The people around here just do not shut up about the damn
Yeah.
koalas. Ever since they found out that the marsupials are on that planet below us, they just always shut up about them.
I don't know. I think it's stupid. But anyway, I'm just here, earn my paycheck, and zonk out at night. Get real high so I can survive another day.
Speaking of getting real high, this Freddy strolls through the line with his ticket. Shipment came in.
Sorry, what did you say?
Shipment came in.
Oh, yeah, man. Let me see it.
It was back to a marshal that's hovering around the line, pretending to fish for the ticket, opens the coat, and you and Alice get to see like a fairly decent haul of kush that has been like tucked into different pockets within the lining of the coat. Says it smells like a good batch.
Yeah.
The
How much
farmers
you
down there are putting in work. Haven't gotten a chance to try it myself yet.
want? Man, looks like they got some different blends in there.
Mm-hmm. Some new stuff.
How much you want for that eucalyptus sativa?
Mm. For you, 20 YA for a gram.
25 per gram? Do you think we just make that kind of money up here? Dude, come on, cut 15. You're just trying. That's should be the normal price.
18.
Okay.
Come on, they custom bred this strand.
I'm only doing this as a favor for you, but I'll pay 18. But it better be
Ideal.
good shit.
Ideal. Meet you at the same spot.
Yeah, man. Catch you up when I'm done with work.
And he takes his platter of mystery meat and walks away.
Honestly, it's a better choice than the potatoes. Don't know where that came from.
The funny thing is that the potatoes are also probably relatively fresh. It's just that they're starch, so.
They also put no seasoning in this.
Oh, so it's bland. That's unfortunate. Like a
Yeah.
real college cafeteria.
You want salt that costs extra.
And we bring ourselves back over to the bar.
Taking a moment to check in the room, Layla's gonna walk over and take a seat across from Taliesin and say, "You normally skip the rush. What's on your mind?"
Just work.
Surprised anyone can work. And she's gonna gesture at like the everyone super rowdy.
Well, some folks know how to leave work at work, I guess. What can I say? I love what I do.
Is that why you've ordered a quad instead of a double?
Call it a bit of a celebration, I guess.
Well, as long as you don't make it too extra rowdy in here, I guess that's okay.
You have my word.
Layla's gonna like awkwardly look around for a moment and then sigh and say, "So, what are you celebrating?"
Oh, they're fishing for a word. I guess you could consider it a promotion of sorts. Starting a new project is always worth celebrating, I think.
Well, I hope it's not stressing you out too much.
It does not take a genius to see that it is. It very much is. when they have come in the past, it has mostly been frustration, if anything. Just like, come on, brain, do the thing. But like, it's a little bit more antsy tonight, as most people seem to be for some reason.
She has like papers, or they have papers in front of them, right?
Yes. Yeah, just massive stacks of just charts and data, and they've got, I assume, like their tablet or whatever the equivalent of a laptop or something would be. They're just typing up a report that, I mean, Layla could probably assume is what is going to be this stack of nonsense. But yeah, they're just typing away.
They didn't bring like any like blueprints or anything to like try and plan.
They are still piecing together what they have been asked to do, while like occupying their mind with like the just like rote mechanics of typing up a report. Like they can, once the research is done, they can type up a report in their sleep. So they're like mulling over what is actually being asked of them while just putting together this nonsense report that is like, we tried to do a thing to make the virus not be bad, and we didn't do it because we did a wrong thing, that like we just had a wrong idea, and we'll know what not to do next time. That's science. It looks fairly innocent. There is a small doodle in one corner of a koala. Unclear if it is Taliesin's doing, or Lean's doing, or something else. Unclear. They will never admit to it. Got a little excited.
I feel like at that point, like Layla would like go into like an easy quiet while like watching the rest of the bar from this new chair's spot.
Oh no. Oh no, Taliesin's worst nightmare, a friend. No, they'll make polite conversation. They could, like I said, I mean, they could write this report carrying on a conversation. Easy, that's fine. They're just typically a few words.
I'm personally curious about this very awkward conversation as Taliesin tries to make a friend. Or unwillingly tries to make a friend.
A friend is being made of Taliesin, I think.
They like, how old does Taliesin look?
They're not, they probably look a bit younger than they are, and they're not quite 30. So they're like you still, for legal purposes, would have to card them, but like you could probably be convinced that they're college age or just past it. But they're 5'3". They're not a big dude.
Layla's gonna ask, so what brought you to Babel in the first place?
What brings any of us at work? Research to be done. I'm up in biomed. I assume it's the same brought you work, that is?
I guess you could say that. It's more like getting away from work.
Not imagine.
Just too many dusty corridors, too many gunshots in my past.
Understood. Yeah. Can't imagine you see much of that here. I hope you don't see much of that here. Just imagining this tavern and any gunshots whatsoever. No. Nope.
She's gonna take a moment and then. So, would you say you're happy here?
Yes. I mean, I get to do what I love. It's good, as good a place as any to do it.
I guess it really is what you do, not where you do it.
I have to hope. I mean, I suppose this is the place to be doing what I'm doing. You don't get many critters like we get down planet side, I guess. At least not on a good day. So
They still use animals as the first step to make our medicine.
They like sit back, think about it. Well, it depends on exactly what you're researching. A lot of times the medicine comes from the animals. That's kind of where my focus lies, less in the testing on and the testing of. Hoping that makes any sort of sense. Before
They
you
like
start.
stare for a second. You can see like the gears turning, but eventually they nod and go, "Yeah, I think I get the gist of it."
I mean, it's how we figured it. I mean, a century ago, how they figured out how to synthesize insulin from pigs. And I mean, it's do what you can with what you've got. And then you find some other things to do more with. So is progress.
What would you do if it felt like your bosses were holding back your own progress?
I would hope they wouldn't, obviously. I mean, it would any progress held back is holding back everyone. I suppose in an ideal world I'd find a new boss. But I suppose that isn't always an option. So we work with what we're given and prove that we're worthy of more.
Lila's gonna
We get it.
smile and look at Jenny for a second, and then take a card out of her breast pocket and hand it to Taliesin and go, "If you ever need any help, look me up. I do some other work off the clock. Thank you. You really helped me understand something or someone." And they're gonna go back to their normal spot.
Taliesin will take the card, just confused, and then fear, oh, they've been caught. They've been. I haven't even started this new and I've been caught, and I've been found out. And I'll just tuck it inside the stack of their notes, just hide it away. They'll deal with that later. Then just visibly more nervous, if that was possible, typing away on their report. Cool. So Layla works for the Wayland guys and has found us out, or works for the Lascelles guys and has found us out. Great, awesome, cool. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Nice. just leaning into the PI outfit that I gave her.
So, leaving Dr. Lang to low-key panic and try to figure out whether or not Layla is actually a corporate spy. For the viewer's sake, a couple of rolls have been made off screen to determine something. What are you up to right now, Patty?
I couldn't unmute myself
Muted.
for a second. Yeah. Am I still muted? Still muted, still muted.
Nope.
No? Okay. I was clicking and it just sat there and did nothing. Patty is what is Patty doing? Patty has probably gone to the gym and taken her tablet completely offline and has like a voice to text. Says app and is just sitting at the weight, like going from every weight machine, setting the tablet down, headphones in, listening to the files that Reese unlocked for her. No, hear me?
So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, as you're moving around in the gym and kind of keeping your own, and listening to these files, you're noticing the same thing that the others did in the public area with the galley and the habitational ward. People are extremely on edge, and that could quite possibly be because of all the adrenaline now pumping through them with the exercises and whatever tensions going on during the day with them. And you're, I imagine, probably doing your best to just ignore it as people start to break out into arguments. Minding your business. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. She'll probably shoot some people a pretty intense death glare. And I would imagine she's not an unknown face of upper middle management, and so pissing her off is maybe not the best plan.
Not only does your glare go unheeded, but it goes absolutely uncared for, as if it wasn't noticed. And as you're trying to move around people to get to another machine, an argument between two gentlemen, a couple of, looks like, maintenance workers, starts to turn into a full-blown fistfight. One cold clocks the other, ends up shoving him back into you, causing you to collide with the machinery behind you and drop your tablet, putting a nice, lovely crack through the screen itself and glitch it. And you very quickly find yourself in the middle as a casualty of this brawl that's breaking out, and now a couple of other people are trying to mingle in. And at first trying to separate the two, but then very quickly getting sucked back in themselves. Your tablet gets knocked around, gets stepped on, more cracks spreading across the screen. but that's the least of it in comparison, because you're getting dragged into the fight as well, unwittingly.
For some ankles and knocking people down at the knees and going for my tablet.
Do.
We going for some music.
Trying to figure out which one works. We'll do that one. That one's-
Yes,
Cue the
Patty
Jeopardy theme. But
yeah, I'm taking people out at the knees, going for my tablet.
make me a we'll say close combat to just kind of try to muscle your way through to get that.
Don't have any mods. No stress yet. A roll. No successes.
Would you like to push your roll?
What is that?
So, pushing a roll means you can effectively re-roll it again. You re-roll any blank dice. However, you do add a point of stress to your pool. So, and that gets added to your next roll. So instead of rolling 3, you would be rolling 4 with a chance to accidentally make a panic roll because you've added a stress die to the pool.
Do it.
Click that push button for me.
Damn it.
Hey, no stress.
Oh. Okay.
You person are trying to.
As good
you
as I
person
roll
are trying
in every game. Oh. So I can.
push your way through, and it's just not working.
Okay.
Unfortunately, unless you have a talent to do so, you can only push once.
Yeah. I'm thinking my other skills. Cameras. Where's the closest camera?
Probably in a corner, absolutely within the eye shot, and you can hear from the front of the gymnasium that they're starting to deploy security and some of the Joes to come try to break up this fight.
What is the system? What has the station got for crowd control?
Repeat that for me.
Crowd control. We just got out of a war. Like they're gonna have some sort of way to suppress people.
Oh yeah, the majority of that comes with having multiple working Joes on standby. They are significantly stronger and can suppress people without harm. They're not supposed to harm humans. That's part of android programming. But if it gets brutal enough, there's also stun batons and things like pepper spray, like gas bombs.
Oh, would I signal working Joes to be deployed? I may not have the authority. I might. I don't know.
Most of the time it's namely just calling for help and requesting anyone who's like of security or overseeing the area to summon the Joes. With the marshals coming in, there's people nearby.
I'm gonna try and worm my way out of the crowd and get to a marshal panel on the wall, whatever I gotta do to summon the working Joes. I want this put down now.
Yeah, we've already got somebody on call trying to get some down here. There was another fight that broke out in the galley, that the normal amount of dealing with that. So we're gonna subdue them as best we can and get them here. And with that conversation, short as it was, the marshal joins a couple of his buddies in trying to break up the fight. We can say that that your tablet got kicked away in the process.
Okay. And I can't see it at all.
You can see it. You can try to avoid the crowd as much as you can, but you run the risk of getting pulled back in. But you can go get it.
I want that tablet.
Okay. You want to go get it?
Yeah.
This thing is beaten to hell.
Yeah.
It's gonna need some real TLC to get that salvaged.
Mm-hmm. As soon as it's in my hands, I am. Do I have? Do I have a comm unit on me? Other than the tablet?
You would have access to a communicator. I don't know if it's up to you whether or not you would wear it while you're working out. It's usually like an earpiece with a microphone that's connected to a device.
Locked.
A little
to the
more
gym.
analog and bulky.
Yeah. Lockers
you're
in the
not-
gym.
Locked in. Lockers, yes.
Okay. I'm assuming I would have put my stuff in a locker. I want to run for the lockers, grab my communicator. Get on a channel, I think Tal. No, get on a channel I think Reese might be monitoring just for fun.
Reese, what channel are you monitoring just for fun?
Say it.
I guess for fun, I'd probably be monitoring the channel, the security channel, just to hear all the happenings on the station, what might be going down.
So channel 69. And I'm gonna go, Reese, are you awake? I don't know where my accent just went. Reese, are you awake?
Yeah, of course.
What the hell is going on in this station? Break into the feeds, I want to know.
Alright, let me see what I can do.
And while he's doing that, I want to see if I can get a hold of Tal.
That is a negative with no successes on trying to get into any camera feeds.
Okay.
He's trying to do it, but he's more distracted by the Bob Ross channel.
Happy trees.
Yeah, you paint that
Those
cloud.
all the Joes are clogging up the feeds.
Yeah,
The Wi-Fi's slow. It's
Probably gonna take me a little bit of time to get any good information here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. No shit. Okay. If you get in, let me know.
You don't think it's all the chemicals that we pump through the ventilation system, do you?
What fucking
But-
chemicals?
You're not. Like the hallucinogens, the LSD, the various things to try and keep people docile.
Reese,
All sorts of stuff.
is this you reading 1984 while on LSD, or is this actual things you have evidence for?
Define evidence. I've
You
got some
listen, you
files.
got a recording or any sort of documentation proving to me that pumping chemicals through the air system. Actually, can you check for them pumping in chemicals through the air system? I want to know if there's something in the aircon. Please let me know.
I could try. Hold on. I'll send you the files of what I've got for
My
evidence.
tablet is smashed. So
Just bring it to the office tomorrow. I can help you.
no. Now, where's your bunk? Are you in your bunk? Or are you still at the office?
No, I'm in my bunk.
Okay, where's your bunk?
It's section 420.
All right, I'm on my way. We're getting all the fate dice tonight.
Weeping, wailing, crying, sobbing. It's okay. If this is
And
how I die, this is how I
It's
die.
It's totally fine.
it's a half hour before show ends, so I'm gonna go ahead and preface it that not all these dice are gonna be in play tonight. They will be rolling over for next session.
That
Yes, it is fair.
Yeah, I would like to start trying to hail Tao, please.
Tal's probably got a pager on him. Or I don't know that they've got their comm like in their ear, but like they've got if you could at all tell from like just having it on your hip or whatever, like they've got it on.
I'm gonna say koalas, channel 69.
Oh.
Koala alert.
Okay. Click. Hello?
Kid, are you anywhere near a fight right now?
A fight? I look around. Is there a fight in the bar happening? I hope not.
In the bar, yeah.
No, I'm
Can
just
you
over it.
Can you get to read 420? Grab anyone who looks even remotely calm and bring them with you.
Where am I going?
Bunk 420.
Bring people to the. Okay.
People
Why?
who are not actively fighting over nothing, bring them with you.
Okay, not fighting. Bring them to 420. Why?
Tal,
Yeah.
were you ever near the front lines of the war? You
No,
see
ma'am.
it when people go a little wonky in the head?
I've seen people go wonky in the head. Not the war, though. No, man.
Good. I'm glad you didn't see that. But you do know what symptoms wonky in the head means. You see a fight, you get away from it, and you get to me. Okay?
They just like, if you could see them, like the gears got wonky in the head. Symptoms. They're like galaxy brain, and they're like, oh shit. And they just like scoop up all their stuff and they're running. They're like, yeah, I'm going. I'll meet you there, I guess. They just slap down coin on the bar. I got it. And then they're gone.
I told you to bring people with you. This is me trying to go to the party.
She's working.
They left a card. This is perfect.
Oh,
Layla can bring the card back to them.
Is there okay, all right, okay, yeah, they'll flip pull up the card. Is there like a comm, like a, I don't know, some sort of like, I don't know, a cell phone number is not what we're looking for, but like, can I hit Layla up on the comms?
Yes.
Bet. Awesome. Hi. Are you when is your shift over?
Does Richard have like a double bouncer in the middle of the day?
He has somebody that comes in the evenings to help you out and serves as like a transition. So mid-afternoon they show up during your shift and then carry over into Johnson's shift until middle of the night, early morning, to kind of help deal with the busy hours.
That depends. What's up?
Off the clock emergency. Are you under duress?
Not like more than normal.
Cool. Do you know where block 420 is?
Regrettably.
Get there if you can. Bring people who are not freaking out. I will update you when I have updates. And
Just a sigh, and then, is there any passing familiarity, Leo, between Layla and...
I mean, they work in the same area, and I'm sure Chad's gone in to get drinks every now and then at the bar.
She's gonna walk over to Chad and say, "Hey, want to make some more credits?"
I mean, sure, Layla, you know I'm always down. What you got?
It's a developing situation.
good way to put it.
Hey. Look, man, I already told you I don't do those tricks behind the way station anymore.
No. Probably something to do with koalas. I don't know.
Let's talk about.
Just come with me to bunk 420.
420? Oh, you mean Reese's room? Yeah, okay, I know where that is.
Why does everybody know Reese's room?
You know why.
Why do you think?
You know why.
Why don't you tell us why everyone knows Reese's bug?
Yeah, it might be messy, so bring anything with you that is safe.
Yeah, safe. I'll be right there. I'm on my way.
Just gonna rush up to bunk 420.
Like, Chad's gonna look around, kind of feeling the tense air and seeing Layla all flared up when usually they're not. He's kind of like, I think something's weird going on here. I'm not taking any chances. He basically goes in, grabs his bag out of the closet. While he's there, he basically takes a bottle of bleach, shoves it in his bag as well. At which point he kind of turns around and just kind of gently, as he's like, "Hey, I'm taking off. You guys have fun." And he basically like disconnects the propane tank and then just kind of walks away.
With the propane tank?
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
We're gonna thank him later, but at what cost?
Y'all are so tense and built up, and I wouldn't have it any other way, especially because we're ending session right there.
Perfect. A+.
Hey, we lived!
How dare you?
You didn't fail Prime.
Despite my best efforts.
Oh. He failed in my eyes. Does that count?
Okay.
Try to keep it tense, y'all.
Oh,
So hard.
All right.
Look, you can't laugh in the face of danger.
That's what my one
Alright.
ability lets me do.
Hey. Oh.
And with that, we have wrapped up our first episode of Project Sunbreaker, the season 1, Pandora's Hope, episode 1, in Open Steel Ampule. I am Meg Mysteria. I have been your game mother for the evening. And before I go into what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and let these lovely folks talk about what they've got coming up, where you can find them, all that great stuff. I guess we'll start in the order that we did last time, because I still don't know what the overlay looks like, so I could...
It changed. It breaks too.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Copper Leo.
Oh, did it?
I played Chad Kowalski, not Kowalski, but we'll see what happens in the next chapter. You can find me at Twitter on CopperLeo21, but you can find me coming back on the next game, and we're going to find out what Chad's going to do with that bottle of bleach and propane tank. And then I'm going to pass it over to Fail.
Hey everybody, I'm Fail Prime. I have played Reese, the crazy hacker conspiracy theorist. We're probably going to find out about the LSD pumping through the ventilation systems here pretty soon. It's how you keep koalas docile. I'm just putting that out there. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what we're going to do with a bottle of bleach. But we'll have to see. Aside from that, you can catch me on Caravan again here later for some Lancer. And I'm gonna throw it on up to Layla.
Hi, I'm Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Hannah Dory. Just add an extra A at the end there. That's not hard to remember anyway. I played Layla, who was originally just a moody former colonial marine. Then I met one NPC and flipped her character on the head at the last minute. I'm gonna hand it over to Kit.
Okay. I play Dr. Taliesin Lang. You can find me at places like Twitter, at KitRollCause. I occasionally will throw a post up there if I'm on a stream such as this. I will be back next time, where hopefully the good doctor will survive. We shall see. And I believe I'm passing it off to Cass.
Do not exist on social media. So I live in a bubble. But I am Cass. You can find me randomly online on certain social medias under Yoda Almighty. And I played Kitty Riches. And yeah, this is very exciting and I'm having a lot of fun. So, and I hope we have not tempted fate too much.
There's 3 fates.
We got all of the points that we could have. We have
all of them.
We have literally
what
all
are
of
the
them.
Criteria for earning them, by the way? Just so I know what buttons not to push next time.
Oh, folks can spend good old-fashioned channel points just to give them to Meg because they feel like it. So
stop it.
Think before you spend.
You just automatically accumulate them.
True.
Okay.
It's all the koalas on this channel. They're against us.
We've made a party meme already.
Every time we say koala, it's another fate point. God dang it.
Koala, 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 koala.
Y'all really wanted to die.
Look, I have been accused by certain friends of mine that I've known since I was 15 and play 5e with that I am a chaos gremlin. So,
Ain't that the way?
Valid.
high five. If I will make contingency plans about the button, but I'm gonna push the button.
Who we got next?
I think that's it.
Did we get everybody?
Everyone,
Because we don't have a Caitlin.
gotten to do their outro?
Next time.
Okay,
Next
well
time.
then, like I said, I am Meg Mysteria. Like I said, I am Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on most platforms, Twitch, Twitter, Itch, as well as in the Lost Caravan server, Neon Lights Roleplayer, Singularity Roleplay server. As far as what's coming up, you can always just keep an eye out on my Twitter. I usually post at very minimum the day before something's happening. As far as what's coming up game-wise for me, you will see me on Singularity Roleplay on the 30th for our second episode ever, our second half of Escaping Elysium. After that, we'll come back around here on Lost Caravan on November 2nd for the second part of Epimetheus. That has been a long time coming, but it'll be worth it. Looking forward to it. It'll be great. And then on the 3rd, we'll have the next installment of Last Transmission, my Dead Space S campaign, using the Death in Space system over on Neon Lights Roleplay. And then after that, we'll roll back around here in a couple of weeks on the 7th for our next installment for Project Sunbreaker. Whoop, whoop, whoop. In the meantime, there's always tons of awesome content going on with Lost Caravan that you can keep track of through the Discord. Our stream schedule is up for the rest of the month. The casting schedule, like Hoop said, for next month is up and active. So if you want to come hang out, do cool one-shots, meet new people, it is time to just sign up and do the damn thing. As far as after this, we do have a raid set up. It looks like we are going to be throwing that over to TTRPG Academy. So if you guys want to check it out, stick around, and we will catch y'all next time. Bye, guys!